Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Monday, the 20th day of June, 14th day of Sivan. Here we go. More laws about traveling. When you're on an airplane and they serve you food, it's sometimes going to happen. Let's say it's an El Al flight. It's sometimes going to happen that they're going to serve you a fleshik meal, and then a while later they're going to serve you a milchik meal. You have to be your own mashgiach, if you know what I mean. You're going to have to watch to make certain that you are not still fleshiks when the milchiks arrive. They probably arranged that for you, but just double check because you are in charge of yourself and make sure that you have taken care of that. Don't assume that, well, I went to sleep, so that sort of breaks the whole cycle. So it doesn't matter how many hours it is anymore. That's not really totally true. So try to still maintain your 6-hour thing or whatever distance it is in time that you keep between meat and then dairy. Try to keep to that even when you're on an airplane, as our first halacha for today. Usually you're not supposed to stash food under a bed, and sometimes because your carry-on has some snacking food for you, and it's been stashed under, if it's not your seat bed, it's under the seat in front of you, and, well, you're not supposed to eat food that was stored under a bed. So you're allowed to be lenient on this one because we don't really view airplane seats as beds. I know people sleep on them, but they're not really viewed as, full-fledged beds, and therefore foods that are stashed underneath an airplane seat are not really a problem, and you can enjoy them and eat them, and it's not considered a problem. If you have some non-kosher food that someone handed to you on an airplane, the snacks that you feel are not kosher, you're allowed to hand them to a non-Jew, no problem with that. You can be lenient with that. You should know that Coca-Cola in the United States, you don't usually see a kosher symbol on that, and this kosher symbol is not necessary the way rabbis have all figured it out in the United States, but that's not necessarily true worldwide. So if you are traveling and you have relied on the fact that Coke is already kind of checked on by rabbis here in the United States, you can't go assuming that because Coke production can be different in other countries, so please watch for that. If necessary and you're drinking Coca-Cola on the airplane that's not from the United States, just try to ask for another drink because there are other availabilities and that's safer. Usually non-flavored coffee is considered kosher worldwide as long as there's no flavoring in it, but on an airplane you can't, if they're serving it to you in their utensils from their pots, you can't know how it was washed and everything, and therefore some rabbis are strict about not drinking the coffee served to you on an airplane. Some are lenient. You may want to talk to your rabbi about it, but can be problems with how they were washed. If it happens that you have some meat that was wrapped up as your own private snack, and then you unwrapped it getting ready to eat, ran to the bathroom to wash, and you realize, uh-oh, that's basar shenisalam and ayim. That means that's meat that has just been hidden from the eye. It's been out of my watch, and I have to fear that perhaps one of the non-Jews near me swapped it with his meat. So on a plane, you're allowed to be lenient in that situation, and that's because you're coming back pretty quickly, and it's very unlikely that someone swapped out your meat with his, and you can rely on the fact that it's yours because you're coming back very fast to your seat. If you want to leave it wrapped, and you'll recognize how you left it wrapped, that's a little better, but if you didn't do it, it's still going to be okay. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.